In the small village of Shahpur, Maya lived with her 5-year-old son, Ravi. Life was simple but hard. Maya's husband worked miles away in a factory in Changar, sending money whenever he could. With her husband away, Maya was responsible for everything at home, caring for Ravi, tending to their small plot of land, and looking after their beloved cow. The cow was more than just an animal to Maya. It was their lifeline. It provided milk for Ravi, the only source of nutrition she could consistently rely on, and the extra milk she sold brought in a small but crucial income. But over the past week, Maya noticed something was wrong. The cow, which was usually robust and lively, had grown thin and lethargic. It struggled to stand and seemed to be in constant pain. Maya did everything she could. She fed it fresh pastures from the best parts of the field, ensured it had clean water, and even tried some traditional remedies passed down by the village elders. But nothing seemed to help. Every day, as she watched the cow's condition worsen, Maya's worry deepened. She could see her future becoming uncertain. Without the cow, how would she provide milk for Ravi? The thought haunted her, and she knew she had to do something. One hot, sunny morning, after finishing her usual chores of cooking and gathering pastures from the fields, Maya decided she could wait no longer. She reached into the folds of her sari and pulled out a small, worn cloth pouch that held her savings. It wasn't much, just 500 rupees she had painstakingly saved over the months by selling milk, doing extra work, and going without necessities. Maya folded the notes and wrapped them in the corner of her sari. She tied a firm knot, one she had perfected over the years to ensure the money wouldn't slip out during her day's work. The road to the market was dusty and long, the sun beating down relentlessly. The market was bustling, filled with the sounds of people bargaining, vendors calling out their wares, and the occasional honk of a passing bicycle. When she reached the medical shop, the familiar smell of medicines greeted her. The shopkeeper, an elderly man with kind eyes, listened intently as Maya explained the cow's symptoms. He nodded thoughtfully, then reached for a small bottle from one of the shelves. "This spray should help," he said, placing it gently on the counter. "It's strong and effective, but it costs 400 rupees. Maya's heart skipped a beat. She untied the money from her sari, her fingers trembling slightly. For most people, 400 rupees might not seem like much, but for her, it was nearly everything. She had spent months saving up this money, skipping meals, and working extra hours in the field. She had hoped to use it for something special, maybe a new pair of clothes for Ravi or a small gift for her husband when he came home. As she counted out the money, she felt a lump in her throat. The reality of her situation hit her hard. She could barely afford the medicine, and once she paid for it, she would be left with almost nothing. But as she looked at the bottle, she knew she had no choice. The cow's life, and by extension, her and Ravi's survival, depended on it. With a deep breath, Maya handed over the 400 rupees. The shopkeeper wrapped the bottle in paper and gave it to her with a sympathetic look. Maya forced a smile, but inside, she felt the weight of her circumstances pressing down on her. As she walked back home, the sun was beginning to set, casting long shadows on the road ahead. She had to get home and administer the medicine, hoping with all her heart that it would work. When she reached her small home, she immediately went to the cow. It was lying down, looking weak and tired. Maya gently applied the spray, whispering words of comfort as she worked. Ravi watched quietly from a distance, sensing the gravity of the situation but not fully understanding it. That night, as Maya lay next to Ravi, she couldn't sleep. In the morning, she woke early, anxious to see if there had been any improvement. To her relief, the cow was standing, albeit shakily, and there was a hint of life in its eyes. It wasn't a miracle cure, but it was a start. Maya felt a glimmer of hope, something she hadn't felt in days. As she watched the cow slowly nibble on the fresh pastures she had laid out, Maya allowed herself a small smile.